I come to you now with personal advice, predictions that are bound to affect your own lives. Not insights into world affairs, but the trends and events that will shape the lives of you and your family in very specific ways during the 12 months to come. Listen carefully, for this could happen to you.
Good morning, sunshine. Time to wake up. You're running late. Did you not hear the alarm? Went back to sleep, huh? I thought you had things to do, places to go, and people to see. Why so perpetually inclined to take life lightly? Go away, you say? A few more minutes of slumber? No, the show awaits. Cradle to grave. Hold on to your preconceptions. They make you more pliable. You know the falsehood you call the American dream. You are plugged into the broadcast as it uploads past your frontal lobe via your theta state, no filters. Even YouTube is merely a marketplace. You are a participant in the arena, a potential consumer, if not part of the freak show, a sponsored acrobat, a deviant clown, or a trained animal. Fret not, it is only commercialism and incremental shunning of substance. Welcome to the machine. Born into deception and maintained, elements of control will always be expressed as a conditioned response via repetition. And remember, fear is the mind killer. I'm not here to be your Neo, your Mr. Anderson. The portrait of Neo was a swindle for you to buy into the messianic archetype and new dawn, a visual conversion to external forces. Fall back into bed if you must. Surrender your power while belittling what truth was given. No, it's not a nightmare. Understand, I do not care about your beliefs, but ask that you question authority. Morpheus failed Neo, for he never told him that the more out of control you feel, the more popular a savior becomes. Engagement in interactions that reinforce the problems. Defining differences as the societal problem. Rules will always change to justify the oppressor. Example, if person A is deemed to be inherently violent, then the oppressor would say they must be eradicated or they will endanger us. Second example, if person X was deemed submissive by comparison, then the oppressor would say, now is our golden opportunity to subdue and to control them. See through the bullshit. Neither get caught up in the details, or abandon attention to detail and lose your focus. The polarization of your mind is becoming visible. Being awake without activity is useless. Raising your consciousness comes with the acknowledgement of its value. These are revolutionary times. Resistance is expected, but my time with you is limited. Why suspend consciousness of your reality when you know you are solely a human resource for the power elite? Why partner yourself with the truth movement? Mulder lied when he said the truth was out there. How can you have truth when you have dismissed your inner oracle, refused utilization of discernment, and frolic with the ugliness of your mind? His boyish charms baited you into mental paralysis. This dark, dark night of the collective soul has taught you there is only data to be manipulated. The ones that pull the strings are not seen but felt. You cannot attack something that is not visible, or more clearly put, you cannot attack some force that your senses are incapable of latching onto. There is a Dista versus Prozac mentality that has been given to the world. yes, given to the world. Political parties provided for the people, like the hypnotic talismanic spell of your president's word, change. This land of opportunity gave birth to a whole new breed of creatures without souls. The royal scam is never ending as we revel in the weaknesses of our own condition. Death and killing is the synagogue of the chosen few, the divine right of kings, the Walmart, the virtual reality not of your creation. The power elite call for a blood sacrifice while you wallow in the emotive language of stagnation. Cleaning your weapons as you wait for the call, spun out from the trance of impending Armageddon, or captured by the rapture of your fiction, kept in check by thoughts of the afterlife as your economic condition worsens, and the coffers of those who operate at levels without restraint or responsibility grows even more plump. You sleep so well at night as you dream of opportunities to participate in the pathetic little circus called pursuit of happiness, always closing the deal while masturbating to your delusions of grandeur. No shame, no remorse, as you model the predators of the marketplace, supporting their cause while pledging obedience to your indoctrination. Give yourself another tidbit to muse over as you chase your own tail. Corporate insiders campaigning in the streets as they employ espionage into your independent commissions. Scheming for survival, for the quick fix, for salvation while stomping on anything that gets in your way. Draining your resources while increasing debt for days commercialized by the greeting card industry. National Retail Federation licking its chops as merchandise flies into the hands of the people who need to be told when to show affection. The objectification of both sexes kicks into high gear as consumption acts as a lubricant. The utility function of the wallet or orifices is your incentive. Consume an overflowing mug of possessions and excessive pleasurable entertainment, while lacking the self-respect, the ethical motive, or social grace to constrain behavior within civilized boundaries. Think this is not a recipe for destruction? Let's revert to a form of barbarism and call it progress. Do you buy this slick advertisement? Inundated by multiple examples of previously unknown depths of decadence this holiday season. Whose sophisticated plot is this? Indoctrinated into accepting violence and perversion as normal? Adding cynicism to the process of their mental and emotional death while satisfying the desires of their audience? Isn't that what they said about the violent video games, rap, post-NWA, numerous reality show meltdowns, and mega churches with pimps peppering the cell with original sin and the need to eat humble pie? It's easier to control people when they all think, act, and look alike. One of the majority benefits of being powerful is that you can generate the evidence to justify your power. Investment in perpetual maladjustment. Sedation by the media via information overload? Really? Information which is mostly superfluous. Information which is mostly superfluous. Disinformation, incomplete information regarding factual content and highly biased. You travel from mainstream to alternative. Do things change magically? Are the influences only on the commercial side? Do you really think they desire not to control all controllable sides? Why reclaim the liberties you believe you had, even if they existed? How can you go down a road that no longer exists? All the official roads are well paved. Do you not see the control on this path as well? American white racial realists dare project their vomit regarding those oppressed in the ghettos, yet ignore the great purveyor of violence, their own government, which members mostly reflect their common phenotypical traits. American black racial realists use the same oppressive tactics against those of different skin color, yet support the Democratic Party. They forget the Ku Klux Klan operated as the de facto terrorist arm of the National Democratic Party during Reconstruction. Both deny that racism is not entirely a matter of prejudice, existing only on an ideological level. Yet the roadblocks of poverty and educational issues affect all ethnicities as the gap widens between the haves and the have-nots. To quote your Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which I had to usher to his demise, when machines and computers, profit and property rights are considered more important than people, the giant triplets of racism, materialism, and militarism are incapable of being conquered. Think about that. Let's move on. This epic, what does it offer you? Is something more grand because it is ancient? Is something more efficient because it is new? Socialism and fascism are one. Democrats and Republicans are one. Do you want a world with no choice? Sequential operation, your thing. Groupthink, your drug. Seduced by the prospects of servitude to the American plutocracy, do you dare catch a peek at who is behind the curtain? Can it be the multinational corporations GM, GE, Monsanto, AT&T, Procter & Gamble, or the investment banking and security firms, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, the old money with the unseen faces, and the public cronies who marinate the flesh of your wallet as they take communion with the new priesthood? You compound the lies, you compound the consequences. You compound the lies, you compound the consequences. You compound the lies, you compound the consequences. So take communion and drink the blood of delusion and eat the wafer of short-term profits. Have you questioned if reality, or part of it, you are experiencing has been constructed by the product of sentiment distillation? Conspiracy nut, you label me. Now, I know. You may find it difficult to escape your own ego. Maybe you thought I would be phobic of being labeled as one that goes against popular opinion. Do not use this technique to shape me within your mind. Look at the evidence. I think too much, you say. Maybe, but you jail yourself to bars of an Orwellian society. Surely, thinking is not used in a derogatory way here. Good. You slumber still. Sober yourself from the intoxication of your holy book. I think there may be someone listening inside of your shell. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If any man have an ear, let him hear. You can trust your senses. After all, instant gratification via sensory input or output is the end all. There is no profound aftermath, right? Time is not on your side. You insist on paying no heed to the future, even when everything appears under threat. Continuing to toss and turn, mumbling that you will cross bridges when you come to them. Why did you abandon your original ideas and implement new routines of self-imprisonment? Was it all for the sake of generating a better tomorrow? As the wheels go round and round, you make small changes that lead to bigger shifts. thinking the calm winds of conformity would ensue your passage to bliss? Is the content that lingers from Pandora's box the comfort levels of tradition as reason and discernment flies away, clinching onto unambiguous facts while riding the status quo? After all, life is too short for the pains of growth. The consequence of awareness and action seems too unpleasant, you say. Hit your snooze button, return to your living nightmare, ignore this sobering reality check if you dare. A deeper malady awaits. Let's not disrupt your motionless higher cognitive process. Trek back to your unconscious state to reinforce the borders within your mind. I never claimed to have all of the answers, and one should not take themselves too seriously. You've seen but scant pieces of the whole. I will see myself out.
Watch and listen, for you now know the future.